Hey there guys, welcome to Blue Abroad. We're on Analytics Corner and we're going to be previewing two key matchups against our big game on the Sunday night at the Metricon versus the Western Bulldogs. And the first player we're going to be looking at is real key to how the Doggies play. And I can't emphasise how good this player is and how dynamic he is to their system. And that is Mr. Caleb Daniel. And as we can see as his card pops up, he is an 86 out of 100 rated player according to the TPI algorithm. And if we look at his stats, you can see why he's really key to how the Doggies play. They like to really move the ball off the back line. They look to break lines and move it by hand and foot very quickly. And for a team like Carlton that is very susceptible to the counter-attack, this guy is pivotal on how they move and launch their attacks. You can see here 19.4 touches, 10.4 kicks and 9 handballs. It's almost 50-50. He's very efficient on the hand and the foot, and you can see that reflects on his disposal efficiency at 85.6%. That is in the realms of obscene. He's a very sharp user, and he's a very dangerous individual. 268 metres gained. 3.2 marks. As you can see, his intercept marks, obviously he's only small. We know he's a very small player. He always looks weird, I find, when you look at his player card without his helmet that he wears. And that's not his skill set. His skill set is his ability, where if you look at the players that come around him, they spoil the ball. They're a very spoil-heavy side down the back, and he looks to pick up the crumbs. His pressure acts are okay, 10. And you can see though, he's one-on-one, and this is really playing into when the ball hits the deck. He's 77.6%. Few players in the competition can cope with his elusiveness, his low centre of gravity, and his speed. He's one of these players that, no matter if you're on top or not, he's always dangerous. And there's him and JJ on the other flank. Very dangerous combination. But Caleb Daniel is really pivotal. You watch how the Doggies play, particularly the weekend just gone. He was really poignant in how he plays. He really looks to get the ball through that corridor quickly, set up the score launches, take off by foot, and he's very hard to stop. If Carlton can't stop him, we have issues. There is a few scenarios that could play out for Carlton. You could put Mickey Gibbons on him. He has done that little defensive role. He is one of our top pressure acts in the forward line. Or you could go with JSOS. JSOS, even though he's taller and definitely slower, he does have the footy IQ in his positioning. He has played against smaller, faster players before and had success. That comes down to his incredible pedigree, his incredible football IQ, and the fact he's one of the few players at Carlton whose tackles definitely stick. Be an intriguing matchup, whoever goes on him. Obviously, I would probably be going with a JSOS, just for his ability is on mistakes in the forward line. JSOS genuinely takes advantage of his inside 50s. Up next is Tim English, and for me Tim English is someone that doesn't get enough kudos for what he brings to the table. This guy has really improved exponentially from last year. Now if we look at his numbers, 16.2 disposals, he's a very good worker around the ground, 5.8 marks. Probably sly in the tackle count, 65 disposal efficiency, which for a ruckman is about par for the course. 213 metres gained. Now these are the numbers I want to look at very importantly, and this is going to give you a clue to how the Doggies play. 13.2 hit-outs a game isn't a shed ton. Neither is hit-out win percentage and hit-out to advantage. It's below 30. And his clearances and his tackles. What this guy does well though is, even though he often loses the hit-outs, he makes himself awkward. He does have that ability that his midfield rove to the opposition ruckman, and it is why Carlton do have a key strength here. Traditionally, Tim English has struggled against the more physical ruckman. If you look at him in his historical data, Bell Chambers, Mumford, these guys have winning records against him. He traditionally does well against a Max Gorn type, a more athletic, agile ruckman. If you watch Grundy, when he dominated him, he goes to a more physical type. And Pitternet is a very physical and a very elite tap ruckman. It's going to be an intriguing battle, this, because Carlton and Dogs both suffer from the same inadequacies. They do win the hit-outs, but genuinely their midfield core doesn't quite rove to them. So it's going to be a really interesting key matchup here. And if Pitternet can get on top early and give our midfield first use, it will go a long way to alleviating that strong midfield core of Bontempelli and Jackson McRae. For me, Pitternet has got a real big job here, and this could make him an absolute hero in Carlton's eyes and give us an unbelievable victory against a very established Doggies outfit. That being said, though, the Dogs are very good. They do move the ball well, and I watched the game. I was probably one of 8 people in the world to watch the Doggies at the weekend. They've moved the ball elite. Defensive turnovers is where it goes wrong for Carlton. Our inside 50 count is very wasteful. You waste it against the Doggies, that is their bread and butter. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to know your key matchups. Who are you worried about? For me, English and Mr. Caleb Daniel are the ones I'm worried about. See you next week. Go Blues.